Hello everyone, I'm Farah Puspa and today I want to describe one of my favorite books with the title Cantik Itu Luka or Beauty is Worth, written by the talented Indonesian author Eka Kurniawan. This book really impressed me because it is not only beautiful written but also full of meaning, emotions, and lessons that stay in my heart until today. I first bought this book from an online shop because the title itself already sounded interesting to me. Beauty is a want. Sounds poetic and mysterious, and it made me curious about what kind of wants it was talking about. Before buying it, I read many reviews online, and people said that this book was emotional, unique, and unforgettable. Their comments made me think, wow, maybe this is not just a typical love story or drama. So I decided to buy it, and it's become one of the best reading discussion I have ever met. When I started reading it, I realized that this novel is not only about beauty, but also about history, pain, and how people survive throughout it all. This novel was first published in 2002 and has been translated into many languages. The genre is magical realism, which means it mixes real life events with elements of fantasy or the supernatural. The story begins in Stranger May, a woman named Dewi Ayu resides from her grave after being dead for 21 years. From that moment, the story takes us back to the past, exploring her life as a beautiful woman during the colonial era, her experience during the war, and the complicated life of her four daughters. The book is full of tragedy, irony, and dark humor. It is not a light story, but it is the kind of history that makes you stop and think after every chapter. What I really love about this book is how Eka Kurniawan connects personal with the history of Indonesia. It is not just about one woman's suffering, but about the wounds of a whole society. How people went through colonialism, independence, and social change. Dewi Ayu herself is a strong yet broken woman. Even after everything she goes through, from being captured, Hamilton, and losing her family, she still tries to live and protect her children. Through her story, the book shows that beauty can be both a blessing and a curse. Sometimes being beautiful brings admiration, but also jealously pain and danger. For me, Cantik Itu Luka, it is not only about physical beauty, but also about the wounds that people carry inside their hearts. It teaches me that everyone, no matter how perfect they look, is fighting their own silent battles. We all have pain that we hide, sometimes behind a smile or behind the way we act. The book also tells us that women's voices are powerful. Even though many of them suffer in silence, their strength and story deserve to be heard. This made me think about how often in real life people judge others only by appearance without knowing that they have been through. One part that really touched me is when Devi Ayu's daughter, who is described as not beautiful, actually live a more peaceful and honest life than her beautiful sisters. That part opened my eyes because it showed that being beautiful in the eyes of society does not guarantee happiness. Sometimes beauty can even make life harder because people expect too much from you or treat you direfully. This message is still very relevant today, especially in a world where many people chase perfection on social media and forget about inner strength, kindness, and character. Eka Kurniawan's writing style also makes this book special. He makes humor, sadness, and fantasy so naturally that it feels real. His descriptions are so vivid that I can imagine the scenes, the old tones, the war, and the emotional moments between the characters. While reading, I felt so many emotions. Some parts made me laugh a little, some made me shocked, and others almost made me cry. It felt like a roller coaster of emotions, and that it was make this book unforgettable. Personally, this novel changed the way I see beauty and streets. Before, I often thought beauty was something that comes from the outside, how we look or how others see us. But after reading Cantik Itu Luka, I realized that true beauty is about how we face life, how we stay kind, patient, and brave, even when the world hurts us. It's also made me press Indonesian literature more. Sometimes people think that great literature only comes from abroad, but this book proves that our local authors can create something just as deep, powerful, and poetic. To conclude, Cantik Itu Luka is not just a history, it's a mirror of our society. It reflects the pain of the past, the power of women, and the complicated beauty being human. It's emotional dark, but also full of hope and strength. That is why this book became of one my favorite. And I believe if I will always remember it for a long time. Thank you very much for your listening. I hope my description inspires you to read this beautiful and powerful novel someday. See you in the next video. Bye bye.